Good morning, everyone. Davening with Parshat Vayera. In Parshat Vayera, we have the prototype of davening, Avraham Avinu standing before God, pleading that God not destroy Sodom and Amorah. And my question is, why did he bother? After all, Kol Manda Avid Rachmana Letavavid. Everything God does is for the better. So if that's the case, if God decided to destroy these cities, why does Avram plead not to destroy it? Even if in our eyes it's a tragedy for hundreds of thousands of people to be killed, in the eyes of God it's probably the right thing to do. So therefore, why daven for it? Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Zechrono Livracha, at the end of his life, had a beautiful insight. And he said the following: God didn't tell us why righteous suffer, why the wicked prosper, because if we would have known the reason, we would have done nothing about it. Someone would have a heart attack, and we wouldn't call the ambulance. We would say, whatever God does is for the better. There would be a mass Tehillim rally for a terrible tragedy, be it a drought, be it terrorist attacks, and we would say, why bother? If God is allowing it, then it must be that it's good. Said Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, in the earth in which we live, in the limited capacity in which we have, indeed, God didn't reveal to us why the righteous suffer and why the wicked prosper, because if he would have, we would have done nothing. We would have done nothing when someone is sick. We would have done nothing when tragedy strikes. And in order for us to take all the human action possible, God didn't reveal to us why the righteous suffer. And I believe that's what Avraham Avinu teaches us in this week's Parsha with regard to davening. When the tragedy strikes, we, down here on earth, have to say, is it good or is it bad? And if it's bad, we have to plead to God and request that God annul the evil decree. Sometimes the answer may be no. But we have an obligation to do everything possible, not to be apathetic, but to do something in order to ensure that in our limited capacity, what we believe is evil won't happen. If God decrees otherwise, that's already in God's world. But in our world, we have to do all that's possible in order to annul it. And this is probably the reason, and with this I conclude, that when a wonderful event happens, you say Hatova HaMeitiv or Shehechiyanu, and when a bad event strikes, all you say is Dayan HaEmet. You don't say Shehechiyanu when someone dies, even though L'Kol Manda Avid Rachmana Letavavid, because in our world, down here, it's a tragedy. And in our world, we have to respond to tragedy to the best of the human possible abilities. Have a good Shabbos.